I'm gonna look like this soon. What's up guys, it's Jay again from Fitness Engineered, and today I need some new lighting because I'm realizing that the more and more I make these videos and the further we get away from summer, for some reason the light's just coming at a weird angle and you can only see half of my face. But we're going to work on that, try and figure out and play with a few things, but that's not the point of this video. What I really want to talk about is injuries. And the reason why I want to bring that up is I myself have a sprained bicep as a result of a torn bicep several years ago. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can see that I tried this physical therapy treatment called scraping, or the Graston technique. I'll talk about that in the near future, but if you can see it here, it kind of looks like I got mauled by a tiger. There's some better light on it. Yeah, so it was a lot more red earlier. But what I want to address is what to do when you get injured. Because no matter what stage of your fitness journey you're in, whether you're brand new or advanced in it, you're very likely to get injured. If you're a new guy, you don't know how to do a lot of movements, a lot of exercises, and it's likely that you'll injure yourself because of bad form. If you're experienced or advanced, there's a good chance you can injure yourself from pushing yourself too hard or trying a new move that your muscles weren't ready for. Maybe you didn't warm up well. Something along the lines of that. But regardless, everyone is susceptible to injuries, and no matter where you are in your fitness journey, injuries kind of suck. So let's break this into two components of the video. The first component being, how do you prevent yourself from getting injured? So the very first thing is always warm up before you work out. I see a lot of guys, especially in the gym, they walk in and then go straight to the heaviest weight or start working on some crazy power moves and have no warm-up. That's one of the worst things you can do for your body, because to put into perspective, it's like waking yourself up on 3 hours of sleep and then trying to go run a marathon or go straight to work without getting to get dressed or shower or anything. Your body's the same way. If you don't give it time to warm up, get itself going, then it's not going to react well when you try to overexert it. And also, a good warm-up is going to help your muscles engage a lot better and help you lift a lot more or anything else you're doing. For me, when I do pull-ups, if I get a good warm-up in, I can feel in my muscles a lot that it's easier to get more reps out or have better form with it. So that brings me into my other point, which is make sure you have good form when you're working out, whether you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, bench press, squats, you name it. If you don't know what you're doing, ask someone for help or look at a video, something. Just make sure that you are doing your exercise properly. And a big thing I always try to emphasize with people is it's so much better to do one repetition of something really light or several repetitions of really lightweight but with perfect form, rather than try to max out your weight and have really sloppy form. One is less impressive but keeps you injury free and actually gets you stronger quicker because you're getting the proper motion, and the other one is great for Instagram but you're destroying your body in the process. So I don't know, if you ask me, one sounds a lot better than the other. So the second part of this video is what happens if you're already injured. So in my case, I have this bicep injury. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of pull-ups for a little while or wrestling or anything much upper body for a couple more days. So what can you do in the meantime? Well, obviously you don't want to take a ton of days off, but sometimes you do have to take some time off. For me, I've taken about 2 full days of no exercise, which has driven me crazy, but as many coaches say, it's so much better to sit out 1 or 2 days than have to sit out another 3 or 4 months after that. So be smart with it, let yourself take the time off, and if you just can't sit still, work on something else. Like in my case, today I did some leg work and can go get some cardio in. Just give that muscle group a break. Go work out a different muscle. Just rest. It's the best advice I can give you. And then of course you do have some treatment options like the standard rest, ice, compression, elevation, the RICE formula, as my old coach used to call it. Just make sure you're taking care of it. You don't have to go as crazy as this where you scrape it to death, but in my case, it was pretty therapeutic and I feel a lot better. But you can definitely just get away with icing it, putting a compression band around it, giving it some heat, just things to relieve the muscle and improve some blood flow to that muscle. So that's going to wrap it up for today. It was a quick video. I hope it helped you learn something, and hopefully the first half of this video is a lot more helpful in keeping you injury-free so that you don't have to take the advice in the second half. But keep in mind, both are viable options. Make sure that you're taking good care of your body going into your workouts, and it'll reward you by getting you stronger without injuring yourself. If you do happen to injure yourself like I did, just take good care of it, and don't be afraid to take 1 or 2 days off. It's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, that's it from me. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.